Here's what I'm hauling. Spent 6 hours at the shipper here. Cannot tell you how many times I jumped on and off the trailer. So I have a whole bunch of crates. This is gonna be a multiple stop load. I think I have like 7 stops, and then the final drops. The thing I hate most is that these, are really not designed to be transported on a flatbed trailer. Because you see the way they nail the boards, they're inside, right? So if I start pushing with my strap this way, it just break. They break, and that's why. Yeah, on the other side, this one started breaking. So I asked them to put an extra board. See over there, like a top has the top of the crate has 2 boards on it. And the supervisor was kind of irritated with me. Why is it taking so long? It's my responsibility. I don't want to lose any of the crates. What I'm positive is that I'm going to lose some of the straps because I ran out of edge protectors. Right? And you see, this is the tightest I can make it. Otherwise, you see, it's already how it's pushed inside. It's gonna break. But I made them put those extra boards on there. Otherwise, it was just impossible. And the guy says, "Oh, just put the strap inside." And I said, "Well, what is it gonna rest on?" And he says, "Well, there's material inside." And I look inside, and there's all kind of metal pieces with sharp edges, So. Anyway, no comment. But and then at one point, see here how there's of course this part is strong. That's why they put metal on it, right? And they say, why can't you put your strap on the very end? You guys realize the humor in here, right? Because there's nothing there. Like if you put the strap or like the edge protector, well, I guess they were thinking that I will put the strap right over the sharp wood, But well, it's okay. The strap is only $10, But if it's cut, then the load is not secure, So, and if I put it on the very end there, nothing is holding it, so it doesn't make sense. I'd rather do it like this. You see, like in the very over there. That's the proper way because there's 2 boards in there. Oh, and I asked them why did they use these? Why did they use this design? One guy showed up. I said, "Are you an engineer?" And he says, "Yes, I am." I said, "Why didn't you nail the boards on the outside so that I can push them with my straps inside?" And he says, "Well, because we have metal inside. So if we nail them the opposite way, the metal will not hold. I mean, it'll bust the crate open." So he has a point, And the way they load it, look, everything is on the back axles. There's nothing in the front. But I don't think I'm overloaded. So this whole thing is about 30,000 pounds. See that? Now I have to climb in and get it. Otherwise I might get a ticket. Now I put all my 4x4s on top there because they didn't need them. And I didn't want to throw them away. Well, it's 4:06 p.m. but that's Eastern time. In here this is Central time. So it's 3:07, but I'm gonna go east. And I'm gonna lose 1 hour. I'm gonna switch back to Eastern time. But I came here through Chicago, right? But this is really closer to Michigan through that international bridge. So when I put in my route in the GPS, it sent me through the north of Lake Michigan. So I guess I'm gonna go this way. I'm just north of Green Bay, so I'm gonna follow some backwoods roads here. I think it's Highway 41, and go to Michigan, and then I want to get to that bridge. See all this? Yeah, all this is where the bridge is, right? So I have to follow these roads here. Well, but it's summer now, so there's no snow, nothing, so the weather's good. So then cross here, and there's Grayling. I know there's a truck stop in Gaylord, so I'm shooting for this one. There's like 450 kilometers here, so it's what, 4.5 hours roughly, probably 300 miles from my location to here. And then I'm gonna go south on 75, and here's Port Huron and border crossing, Blue Water Bridge in Sarnia. But it's pretty far from here to Blue Water Bridge. It's a whole day of driving. It's about 500 miles. Now, in other news, a guy from International called me, not sure, sent me an email, because the International 9900, like that big kind of square one, right? They don't have heavy axles for that one. Like the front can only be 14,000, but the rear tandems can be 46, and you can get it with the Cummins up to 600 horsepower. But that Cummins, you know, I don't trust it too much. A lot of people have some negative, have been giving me some negative feedback about Cummins engines, even though this is SCR, Selective Catalytic Reduction. It's not EGR anymore. It's SCR. It's the new technology that everybody else is using, but who knows how reliable they are. And also, this engine develops the maximum torque. It's at 1200 RPM, whereas Detroit diesel gives you all the torque at 1100 RPM. So to me as driver, I know right away that the engine that gives me torque sooner is better. So basically it would feel like as if the engine has more horsepower because you get it sooner, you know, and it'll pull harder on mountains and stuff like that. Oh, and also the only truck that International can spec with heavy axles and with a sleeper is it's a construction truck, which looks kind of like mine, like 9400, but it has air breathers on the outside. Well, you don't have to take them, but it kind of looks, you know, unique, and I kind of like that. And it's similar, but the hood is different. It is still aerodynamic. That one you can get up to 20,000 pounds on the front and 46 in the back. And the old booklet he gave me said you can get a 51-inch sleeper with it. Now this guy emails me and he says, well, I'm sorry, with that truck we cannot give you Cummins engine. And I think yeah, he said basically the sleeper, they used to offer a sleeper, now they don't offer anymore. And instead of a Cummins engine, now it's a Max Force 13, but it's the new technology SCR, so that's okay. It's not EGR, but it only has 1700 pounds of torque. You know, I said I need at least 1850. You know, oh no, that's not available. So basically, for that you need Cummins, and Cummins is not available with this truck. So International is out. But I talked again to this guy Bill at Western Star dealership in Hamilton, Ontario, because I've been thinking about this truck, you know, about the specs all these couple of days, ever since I test drove that nice red Western Star. Well, it wasn't perfect, right? It didn't pull very good, but anyway, I've been thinking about specs, and what I came up with. I don't need 600 horsepower right now, but you know, who knows? Maybe down the road I'll buy a double drop trailer, like a RGN trailer, you know. Maybe buy a used one somewhere at an auction, like Ritchie Brothers, you know, you can snap one and get it fixed. So I want to have to be able to increase my power, you know. And in order to do that, like the maximum horsepower of this engine, of Detroit D16, it's 600 horsepower, 2050 pounds of torque, you know. And actually, right now in my Cat I have 2050 because it was dyno tuned by Cat, and I know he showed me the printout So I know that's what I have now. I'm kind of spoiled by that, and I know it really helps with heavy loads. So what I'm gonna do is what I sent kind of a modification of spec to this guy Bill. I said, you know, let's, instead of 1850 torque, let's spec 2050 torque, but the smallest horsepower that's available with this D16, and it's actually 500. So the truck will have 500 horsepower, D16, but 2050 pounds of torque, and because of that the axles and transmissions had to be changed. So because the 10-speed I wanted originally only supports 1850 torque, right? So now we're putting in, but 18 is too expensive, you know. So I told him to put in a 13-speed, which is a Eaton 2913, so it's a 13-speed that's rated for 2050 torque, and also the axles in the back are going to be 46, so 16 in the front like they were, but in the back I'm going to increase it to 46 because 46 supports this 2050 torque. Like the previous axle 44K only supports up to 1850. So you see, once you change the torque you have to change everything. But now let's say if I buy this truck, I will have everything rated for 2050 torque. So the transmission will be 2050, the axles will be 2050, right? And I'll have 500 horsepower, but anytime I need more power, all I have to do is just go to the Western Star Freightliner dealer, pay them a couple of bucks, you know, I don't know, maybe 300, 400, 500, but doesn't matter, but they will, you know, operate the engine up to 600 horsepower because all the components are already there. They all support the maximum torque, you know. And then I said to this guy, I said I kind of like that classic Western Star I saw at the truck stop yesterday. I said let's do two specs just to compare, you know, one with a set front axle like that classic one, and the other one with a set back axle like the one I test drove, and they're all the same, so the same axle, same engine, same transmission. Oh, and I said, you know, let's make the sleeper smaller because otherwise the truck will be too expensive. So the sleeper gonna be low roof, 54 inch. So that's what I'm waiting for now. This guy Bill will send me two quotes, one for Western Star 4900 SF set forward classic, regular hood, and one for 4900 set back SB, the aerodynamic one with the sloped hood. So we'll see what happens with that. Oh, and I'm still waiting. I talked to the guy at Mac. He said the Titan truck can be spec'd with heavy axles and heavy engine, but he was lost somewhere at the plant. He was at a plant in Allentown, PA, where they built Macs, and he never got back to me. So looks like Western Star is the only one interested in my business. But of course, you know, once I decide what I want to do, I still have to get rid of the trailer in the truck, you know. We'll see. Alright, so 4:16, time to rock and roll. I hope I'm not gonna lose any boxes on the way to Michigan. Well, this is my first stop, and it's already Michigan. You know, I did not know that Michigan was so close. Basically, I just drove east from that little town where I loaded, and on Highway 64 there's a town basically near the lake. It's called Marinette, and then I took 41 north, and I crossed a small bridge, and all of a sudden I see signs that say Welcome Center for Michigan up ahead. And I'm thinking, wait a second, how can it be already Michigan? And I look on the map, and it's right on this side. There's a town. This town where I'm sitting right now, it's called the Menominee, and it's already Michigan. Yeah. So now I'm just taking Highway 35 right by the lake towards Escanaba, and then Gladstone, and then heading east. I think it's, what is it, Highway 2? Yeah, Highway 2 will take me all the way to I-75. But I think from here it's about probably like 2 hours for sure. And then there's a bridge there. And I just checked my load. A couple of straps were loose. So it's you know, a load like this, it's always a good idea to check it soon like the law says, within 80 kilometers, right, or 50 miles. But you know, load like this, I want to check it sooner. So now I just did probably 50 kilometers, or like, you know, 30 miles. But what's funny is that this gas station here, I got some coffee, got some water, protein bar, and I asked the girl behind the counter, I say, how far is the big bridge? And she looks at me like I'm from Mars, and she says, big bridge? Are you going into Wisconsin? So she's talking about that tiny little bridge I just crossed that connects Wisconsin and Michigan. But I said, no, I'm talking about the big bridge where I-75 is, you know, Interstate 75. I'm going towards Lansing, Michigan. And she just shrugs and she says, no, I'm sorry, I don't know. How can you live in Michigan and not know I-75? I don't know. I guess some people, you know, that's I meet people like that. It's people that spend the whole you know, time in the city where they grew up, you know, and they never leave. So they're born here, they grew up here, they go to school, then they find a job at the gas station, and then they die here. So how sad.
remember the floor, so to speak, of the bridge. Here it's all metal. Weird. Oh, wait a second. This thing is open though. I guess I should go in here. Speed limit for empty trucks or regular passenger cars and pickup trucks is 45 miles per hour. Michigan. If someone just woke up and started watching, it's this big bridge. You know, if you head north on I-75 from Detroit or Flint, you're gonna hit this in about, I don't know, 5-6 hours. It's pretty far from I-94 and Detroit. Cables they have.